move into item 2.11, Chancellor's report. Chancellor?
Yes, thank you very much. President Bonilla, members of the board, my colleagues on the dais and members in the audience, it's my pleasure to be able to provide this report to you today. It consists of a report on the order that's related to the international students as well as college reports. Before I start that report, I do want to let the board know just in relationship to the statements about the loading of the budgets. The budgets were loaded by July 1. All of the presidents and vice presidents received notice from the finance office that the budgets were loaded and invited them to provide any information or questions that they might have about their budgets. That notice went out to the presidents and vice presidents on July 1 in the early afternoon. So if you have any further questions, I'm not quite sure what the concerns are, but if you have any further questions about the loading of the budgets, then please do let me know. We'll be glad to speak to them. And with that, I'll go to the Chancellor's report. I do know that since as of today, there have been some changes with regard to the report we were going to give to you on the international students. So I'd like to turn this portion over to Vice Chancellor Siri Brown and Director Thomas Torres-Gil to provide the board some information about the order as it relates to the international students. VC Brown.
Thank you, Chancellor, and good evening, Board of Trustees, colleagues, and community. Amidst very challenging times, I'm very happy, along with others, to announce that today, in the face of 8 federal lawsuits and complaints from numerous hundreds of universities and colleges around the country, that the July 6th Trump order that would have imposed ICE ramifications upon international students has been rescinded. And so we were today going to present what the Office of International Education was doing to assist and support students in the face of this July 6th ruling, but we're happy to report that the ruling has been rescinded. Although we're cautious because we don't know what else may come in the way of xenophobia in these times. I do have the Director of the Office of International Education, Director Thomas Torres-Gil here, who'll be happy to answer any questions. I do want to really say publicly that this office is run and led so tightly. I'm very proud of this office and how it functions. The entire team immediately jumped to action, called a forum with students, contacted every single student, just very proactive, very aware of the options that students could have, and had many meetings with administration. I also want to definitely thank our Peralta community because we received many ideas and support from faculty and staff and many concerns and outrages about the policy that was passed. So thank you to everyone for standing on our principles. And if the board has any questions, or actually, let me just let Thomas speak for just a moment. And then if you have any questions about our international students and the next steps, Thomas would be happy to answer.
Yes, good evening, board, chancellor, college presidents, and our Peralta community. We did receive that great news earlier this afternoon that DHS and ICE rescinded their policy guidance today. I do want to extend my thanks and gratitude to the chancellor, the college administrators, the VPIs, faculty and classified staff who did share, very creative, thoughtful, and helpful suggestions and ideas, as well as for being there for our students in their time of need through responding to them and redirecting them to our office. Also, Executive Director Mark Johnson for sending out today's newsletter about everything that has happened in this really long and short week. But of course, our international team who did a tremendous job stepping up and helping our students. So we'd be happy to take any questions. I'll try to answer those as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, VC Brown. Thank you, Director Torres-Gil. Trustee Bonilla, I'll go on to the college reports unless the board members have any specific questions about that component of the report.
We look like we do have some questions, so I'll go to Trustee Weinstein. Unmute yourself, please.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Brown, for reporting, and Chancellor Stroud, Stanback Stroud, for the work that you did, and Chancellor Oakley, who helped in the lawsuits. I think this has been a fast, ground-up response that not only our administrators and our state people, I think were there 17 states, or I had read 17 states, but maybe there were 7, really responded quickly. And I think the students were right on it. And I'm very proud of what everybody has done, because it was a very strongly xenophobic attack. So the question that I have is, that I have not read yet, how the administration has responded. How did they pull back? What was their reasoning for pulling back? Does anybody know?
It was my understanding that prior to the hearing today, they agreed to remove the policy on their own. I think the writing was on the wall that this was a very capricious and callous policy that really hadn't gone through any forms or given notice to any universities.
Okay, all right. So okay, thank you. Good work.
Thank you.
If there are no other trustees, Chancellor, you can continue.
All right, thank you. Next, I would like to go to the college reports, and I'll start with BCC. Dr. Garcia.
Thank you. Good evening, members of the board, Chancellor Stanback Stroud, my fellow colleagues, and our community participants. It gives me great pleasure to share just 3 highlights. I know that you have our reports that we provide with additional details. I want to first begin by welcoming Dr. Joya Chavrin, who is the Interim Dean for Science, Math, Business, and Applied Technology. Dr. Chavrin is not new to our district. She's held some work among the ranks of faculty and some program direction. We're thrilled to have her join the team to really focus our efforts as we continue to support students during this time. She will be in this interim assignment, though we're looking to go out for a full permanent hire in this fall semester. So I'm thrilled to welcome Dr. Joya Chavrin to our team. Second was that we did have a Berkeley City College town hall a little over a week and a half ago. It was well attended. We recorded it, sent it out to our campus community, and it's available on our website. Amidst these times, I think that it's incredibly important to share communication. There's so much work that's underway that's being done, and in the interest of transparency and really wanting to share the work, the ongoing, the updates as we receive information. And so I welcome all of you to visit our webpage, and I believe it's in the report so that you can see that recording. We addressed questions, and I did promise the campus community that I would follow up in writing with additional information for questions we did not have time to do. So I did submit a communication to the Berkeley City College community last week, Monday, following up with some of these points related to working conditions, remote distance learning, focus of the college, accreditation, but also really in the work that we want to do as a college around equity and racial justice. And so if I have screen sharing permission, Brenda, I'd like to share an announcement that was shared earlier this week. And in light of one of our comments here, this Friday, our Berkeley City College students are holding a space that is led by students for students. So this communication has been going out in the student network for the past week. They're calling it basically a community circle, a space to unapologetically share their thoughts on racial justice and dealing with the pandemic. It's being led by or supporting the students from the ranks of student services. And it's been a collaborative effort to really put our student leaders front and center to create space for students by students. And I look forward to learning and hearing what it is that students would like for us to know as a college community, as a district. And I will be sure to include the learnings of this opportunity with students in the next board report. It is available, and though it's promoted for Berkeley City College students, I'm sure and clear that it is available for student participation writ large. So I would welcome any students that see this, that are viewing this, to please join the Berkeley City College students for this space that is dedicated for students. And lastly, not prepared for this board report meeting, but probably the next, the Professional Development Committee, led by faculty and broad participation with classified professionals, making great strides for what will be our August 21st Flex Day. And again, a running theme is what it means for us as a college to truly engage and address issues of equity and racial justice. I look forward to sharing more news and details of that as our college community finalizes that for Flex Day in the fall. And with that, that concludes my comments for this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Garcia. May I go to now Dr. Don Miller, who is the acting president for the College of Alameda. Dr. Miller?
Yes, good evening, Dr. Stanback, Stroud. Good evening, trustees, district leadership, presidents, and classified college professionals, faculty, and other visitors. Our report for this evening focuses on just a few key points. As you may know, College of Alameda 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, has been serving approximately 2,600 meals weekly, as well as 230 produce boxes to the community on campus. This has infused more than $26,000 into local restaurants due to the partnership with Eat, Play, Learn, World Central Kitchen, and Chefs for America. So we're just excited to engage in this way. We've had student, faculty, staff, and administrators all participating in passing out these meals on a regular basis. So it's been an exciting endeavor to share with the community. We'd also like to give a shout out to all the faculty, staff, and administrators at COA who have continuously provided a high quality of service to students since the pandemic started. From early on, we had drop-in services online on campus through chat, counseling and other appointments, tutoring and library services online, admissions and records, financial aid staff, DSPS, academic division office staff and administrators and faculty, and so many other folks on campus have dedicated an incredible amount of time to equitable service to our students and meeting their direct needs. And amongst those, I'd like to especially highlight the amazing training work that's been done online by Professors Jennifer Fowler, our DE coordinator, and Professor Diana Bajrami, our DE committee co-chair, who along with distance education coaches have trained many faculty, staff, and students on how to do everything from work in Zoom to Canvas to how to effectively teach online. Professors Fowler and Bajrami are teaching 2 4-week seminars this summer on becoming a more effective online instructor at College of Alameda, and will have prepared more than 50 faculty to serve as online instructors for the fall. So my hat goes off to them, especially for the incredible amount of work that's been done in distance education in preparation for fall. And I also wanted to recognize the many faculty and other leaders that are continuing to meet, even in summer, to discuss needs for fall courses, especially those that are discussing courses that will have limited face-to-face meeting components, and the care that's being put into thought and discussions on those matters. So that concludes my report. Thank you for your support. And I would add one final note that we look forward to our future planning of town halls to continue discussions on racial and social justice issues that began a few weeks ago at COA. So those will be upcoming, and we'll make announcements when those are planned.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. May I have Dr. Rudy Besikof, who's acting president for Laney College this week. Thank you.
Yes. Good evening, members of the board, Chancellor, colleagues, and members of the community. It gives me great pleasure to offer this report this evening. I would like to begin by welcoming our acting Dean of Math and Science, also Dr. Mateus Pouncil. He comes to Laney at a time when we actually, in terms of instructional deans, have been shorthanded for quite a while. And we certainly welcome him, especially with his background in terms of being an administrator really across the institution, having dean experience there, as well as a great background in diversity, equity, and social justice, and really feel that he's going to be adding to the Office of Instruction as he begins his time with us. I would like to provide you with 3 updates and really share the work that has been going on at Laney. First, as we address food insecurity as well. The number of meals we distribute per week has also been growing to 800, in addition to the 180 boxes of produce that have also been given to those in need. This work comes as the result of the efforts of our college, and specifically which began with a lot of the initiative taken by our former president, Dr. Tamil Gilkerson, the Peralta Colleges Foundation, and Jose Corona with the Eat, Play, Learn Foundation and the World Central Kitchen. Meals will continue to be offered to the community on Mondays and Wednesdays from noon to 2 p.m. on the Laney campus at the flagpole, thanks to the hard work of our food distribution team and volunteers led by Neil Bermenko, Laney's manager of food services. As Laney College continues to promote its fall schedule of classes to the community, I invite everyone to listen for our radio ads on 106.1 KMEL. Board members, you will find a link to the station's live feed in your packet, and it is one of many avenues Laney is using to get the word out about our fall classes. So staying on the spirit of promoting and spotlighting things, my final update concerns Laney's efforts with the Online Education Initiative Career Pathways Grant. But before doing so, however, I want to recognize the following classified professionals, faculty members, and administrators for their outstanding efforts. These individuals include Karen Telligan, who has provided invaluable administrative support. Chelsea Cohen, our distance education coordinator, who's supported. Our outstanding public information officer, Lorena Baldazzo, who has provided her expertise. And then Professors Kim Glosson, Arturo Davila, Melissa McIlvain, and Susan Timroth Zavala, who have served as faculty leads, along with Professor Ian Latta, and being mindful of supporting students whose contributions in the area of tutoring will lead to more support for students. Providing leadership at the faculty and administrative levels are Professor Alta Erden Batar and Dr. Mark Fields, Laney's Dean of Humanities, Social Sciences, and Applied Technologies. And now you've heard something from me about this now, but to really get the picture, I'd like to share a short video with you.
To build, to maintain, and to sustain. It's a familiar mantra for Laney College's Green Construction Management program. And now, it's the guiding principle behind the college's broader Improving Online CTE Pathways initiative.
We're doing really good things with the IOP grant. We're preparing faculty to teach online and preparing them to structure their courses in a way that makes student success better. In other words, to improve the student experience. So we have better success rate and better overall success with the online classes.
Student academic success is really rooted in traditionally what happens in the classroom. The challenges have been really thinking through each of the rubrics in terms of how do you meet those requirements.
The Laney team identified 4 programs for online conversion, starting with the new 16-unit Certificate of Achievement in Sustainable Building through the Construction Management Program. With the OEI course design rubric and the Peralta District Online Equity rubric providing a structure for course alignment, Laney continued to look into the future, beginning conversion work for online courses in business management and supervision, legal community interpreting, and English to speakers of other languages.
A lot of our students with their English limitations might be in entry-level jobs. And as they're learning more English, they still might not be ready to take the leap for like a certificate or even an AA degree. So the idea is to help build a bridge for them so that when they do decide to take these courses, they'll feel confident.
I believe these online classes is providing them the opportunity to improve their communication skills. They also have an opportunity to enhance their technical or computer skills. So a lot of skills that are needed or required in their particular industry are skills they're able to develop or enhance online.
Progress has been steady, with all 4 identified CTE programs taking bold steps to full online conversion. The business department forged critical partnerships with Alameda County, East Bay Municipal Utility Districts, and Union Bank to deliver unique online pathways to jobs. Meanwhile, ESOL bolstered its efforts to bridge online courses with real-world careers, laying the foundation for online courses in job search vocabulary and business management.
We're putting the content and the concepts into the course while at the same time checking everything off against those 2 rubrics to make sure that there is alignment. There's constant interaction back and forth and checking that the faculty members are checked in with student progress, that the students feel connected even though they're in an online environment.
Students will have a better experience in the class and the information will get to the students and you'll have better student success.
And for Laney College, sustained student success is what it's all about.
So as a postscript, I will share that this grant came at a critical time.
Soon, students of all backgrounds and abilities will be able to enjoy the convenience of online career education without.
Thank you for your patience. As a postscript, I'll share that this grant came at a critical time for our college and community college systems, the community college system in California, as our transition to online course offerings was accelerated due to the pandemic, as everybody knows. As such, colleges throughout the state were allowed to leverage resources to provide professional development, not only for the career education faculty involved with the grant, but also to other faculty members who were forced to this transition to distance learning, many for the first time. As we move to further sustain professional development at Laney as it relates to online pedagogy, I would like to thank Chelsea Cohen, Laura Espino, Susan Timroth Zavala, Melissa McIlvain, Shirley Brown Fox, and Amy Borquez for providing the coordination, coaching, and teaching that has taken place over the last 2.5 months. And it would be an understatement to call it outstanding. As you can see, it is very much a team effort here at Laney College. This concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Besikof. That leaves me with Dr. David Johnson, bringing on home with Merritt College.
Right, I'm getting teased offline that I'm the closer tonight. So I'll just say good evening to everyone in attendance. It's good to see your faces and it's a blessing to have you here. So it's been a little while since we've chatted, so I need to kind of bring folks up to speed. On Sunday, June 21st, Merritt College began what we hope, or maybe I should say pray, and we pray will be an ongoing relationship with Allen Temple Baptist Church. The Reverend Dr. Jacqueline Thompson, who is affectionately known as Pastor Jackie, and her church, they held their outdoor service, Sunday morning service in the Merritt College parking lot D. And after the church was able to set up their staging and speakers and social distancing protocols, the congregants enjoyed a day of music, positive energy, and healing. And we look forward to having them back for another Sunday service soon. On June 24th, our VPSS, Dr. Lilia Chavez, had the opportunity to serve as a panelist at the Educational Success for High School Students Amidst This Pandemic workshop, a mouthful. But the event was basically open to all high school students. It's based in Oakland and was facilitated by Dr. Cesar Cruz, who is a Harvard PhD and the founders of the Homies Empowerment Center in East Oakland. And Dr. Chavez focused her remarks on the importance of personal healing and the transformative power of education. So we're looking forward to continued partnership with Dr. Cruz. Also proud to announce that on June 25th, one of our CIS faculty members, Kalia Young, released a new book titled The Domains of Identity, a framework for understanding identity systems in contemporary society. Every time I read that title, I feel smarter. It's heavy. She's a heavyweight. This research was built on the synthesis of over 900 academic articles, addresses the challenges of identity management that involve interactions of almost all people in nearly all institutional and organizational contexts. She's one of the world's leading experts on decentralized or self-sovereign identity technology, and we are honored to count her among our faculty. Finally, on Saturday, June 27th, our Sankofa Umoja program manager, Tahita Anderson, she represented Merritt College at the Deep East Oakland March and Rally for Black Lives Matter. The march began on the corner of 73rd and Foothill at the Black Cultural Zone site and proceeded down, I'm from Oakland, I don't say international, proceeded down East 14th and ended up at the Wilkins Memorial Park on 98th and B, where the Black Joy celebration began. Some of the activities that she participated in, art exhibits, there was a COVID-19 educational workshop, free catered meals, produce box giveaway, and a car club show. The interesting thing that Ms. Anderson reported back is that even though this was, again, maybe 3 miles from Merritt's campus, that there were 200 to 300 community members she came across, age 16 to 30, that still had no idea that Merritt College was in their community. So it really represented an amazing opportunity to make them aware of all the amazing degrees, certificates, and CTE programs that they can avail themselves of. So a happy day with that, and I will end my comments. Right there.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. And Trustee Bonilla, with that fine report from all of the presidents, I would like to say that my Chancellor's update is concluded.
Thank you so much, Chancellor.